house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 19 updates and spoilers. Our house guest today is Shallon Andrew. What up, dude? Thanks so much for your support. You're so awesome. I hope you're enjoying this crazy first week of live feeds. And if you guys want to be house guests today like Shallon, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. Alright, so if you missed yesterday's spoiler, Christmas will not be leaving because of her injury. She had an MRI yesterday, and it turns out she has no torn ligaments, but she's got 2 broken bones, and she said that the healing time should be about the same, but she doesn't know what that is, what the healing time is. But anyway, the doctor is going to be deciding which competitions she can and cannot do, you know, on a case-by-case basis. And Big Brother's not going to be changing any of the competitions for her. So if she can't do it, she can't do it. She's screwed. Screwed. So she got a new cast, same crutches, and they gave her this, like, ramp cushion thing to keep her foot elevated. That's so nice. And she's still on some pain meds. And I think the nighttime ones are heavier so that she can sleep. So don't be talking game with Christmas at night. Okay, so everybody was super excited to see her, like I mentioned yesterday, except for Jess and Cody, who did not come downstairs to greet her upon her return. That's so shitty. I'd be pissed about that. And Christmas was, because like every time she would talk to somebody different yesterday, she was just like, and that Cody and Jessica did not come downstairs, and when I first got hurt, Cody came over and he was just like, whoa, the bone's like sticking out of your foot, and that was it. He wasn't like, sorry, or like, are you okay? That's all he said. So she was telling that to everybody, and they were just like, oh, it's so messed up. Alright, so then yesterday the house guests had a family dinner with everybody, or was it a late lunch? Because it was around like 4 p.m. That's dinner? What? I'm just finishing up lunch around then. But it was prepared by Josh and Raven, and, you know, everybody was sitting around the table, including Codessica, but they were not eating the food. Cody was eating slop because he's a weirdo. Jess was just freaking sitting there, staring everybody down. They weren't participating in any conversations. It was so freaking bizarre. Later, Cody and Jess go back up to the HOH room, bless you, and she's very sneezy over there. And they were laughing that Christmas is like talking about being in the next HOH competition, and they don't think she's going to even be there. So Cody just cannot wait to break the tie and vote her out. Is it going to be a tie though? Yesterday at that time I would have said no. If they voted at that moment, it would be 7-5 with Christmas staying. Now, I don't freaking know. We'll get there. Just sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the ride. So there was a little powwow in the bathroom. Christmas, Paul, Dominique, Raven, Elena, and Mark. And Christmas is telling them, like, she's fun. Christmas is telling them, you know, even though I've got a busted up foot, I still have a lot to contribute to this team. I'm just going to have to play differently than I was planning. I have to step up my social game. And she said that she still wants to go ahead with the plan and all go to jury together. And then she said she's cool with being the first one out once they hit the jury. What? Don't say that. But she's like, yeah, I will sacrifice myself so that you guys can really play hard. I know she's saying that, but like, does she really mean that? Oh. Alright, so anyway, the rest of them are like, oh, don't even think about that. Like, let's focus on getting out the other losers first, and then we'll figure that out when we get to it. So then Paul was saying he really wants to win this next HOH. He wants to freaking screw over Cody so hard. So Mark is like, I was just talking to Jason, and he said that he'd be cool with throwing it to you. And then they're all like, yeah, we're all down for that as well. Like, you say that you have this great plan. Let's see it. I want to know what this great plan is, and I want to know if these people are idiots for just being like, yeah, do the plan, okay. What if they're part of this plan and they're like freaking collateral damage? Who knows? But Kevin and Jason were strategizing on the other camera while that conversation was happening, and this was interesting. We get a little insight into Kevin's game. So he told Jason his plan if he wins the next HOH. He wants to put up M&M, Matt and Mark, and then if the opportunity arises, backdoor Cody. He doesn't want to put Cody right up on the block because there's a good chance that he could win the power of veto, the HOV, the POH, whatever. He's not about that. So Jason's like, wait, but Cody's on our side. And Kevin's like, is he though? Because, like, Cody was with those other people, the couples, and then he flipped on them. How do you know he's not just going to go back to them? So Jason is also convinced that Christmas is going this week. Again, at that point, I was like, come on. But now I'm like, maybe. So then Kevin was talking to Paul. He pledges his loyalty to him in the money bedroom. Kevin's like, no matter what happens, I'll never turn on you. And Paul's just like, yeah, I know. You didn't even have to tell me that. I could tell that we're cool. And Paul's like, you wrote now Jillian, right? And Kevin's like, yeah, duh. Earlier he told Cody that he was voting out Christmas. What's going on? So Paul's like, you know what, either way, it's fine because Christmas has the votes to stay. But for your own sake, you don't want to be on the wrong side of this vote. I'm getting a little nervous for Kevin here because he is committing his vote to both sides, and it seems like he thinks that he can just get away with it if he votes on the wrong side, and he'll just be like, that wasn't me. I don't think he realizes how easy it's going to be to pinpoint the votes. I don't know. It's making me a little nervous for Kevin because I just want to see him do well. And it's making me nervous that he's lying to this many people so soon. But anyway, Paul was making the rounds. He's campaigning for Christmas and assuring people that they're cool with him if he wins the HOH. Because if some sort of opportunity arises, I feel like I've said that a few times, opportunity arises, where somebody could throw the competition to him, he wants them to feel comfortable enough to do that. So he's trying to be like, you're cool, we're good. So he's telling Jason, if I win HOH, you and Alex aren't on anybody's radars anymore. It's all good. I would not put you up on the block. He's telling Josh, I would only ever put you up as a pawn, but like next week, not even at all, because we're all going for Jess and Cody. That's the plan. So Josh is like, oh, you don't even have to explain anything to me. Like, we're good. I love you. And he said he's completely loyal to Paul and Christmas. Okay, so then Christmas and Josh are chatting in the Apple Lounge. Josh confirms again that he's voting to keep her. This is what he's been saying for days now. He shares that he's been telling Cody and Jessica that he's voting their way, which means that they think that he's voting Christmas out. But he's telling Christmas, like, no, relax, I'm with you, we're all good. And she's like, that's fine. That's going to be funny when they see me say. So then, more of the same, Josh is like, yeah, I want to work with you and Paul. And then the big brother curse strikes again. Josh falls backwards and hits his head on the little table in the Apple Lounge. What the hell's going on here? But he's okay, don't worry. Excuse me. Okay. Sorry. It's gross. So then Josh and Jason were in the storage room. Oh man, this is where shit gets pretty crazy. So Josh is like, no one in this house realizes how close the two of us are. We need to keep it that way. Me, you, and Alex need to stick together. He was just making some sort of trio with Christmas and Paul, and now he's saying the exact same thing to Josh about him and Alex. Okay, so then Jason's like, yeah, that sounds great. Just make sure that your vote this week is for Christmas to go. And he says, you better stick to this pact or your ass is effing grass. Okay, so then Josh is like, oh, sorry, Jason is like, Cody is on our team right now. We can get that son bitch out whenever we want. We don't have to do it next week. Why are we going to do the other side's dirty work? So then Jason reiterates again, you know, we have to get rid of Christmas. You have to vote out Christmas because the numbers are close here. The votes are close. Don't F this up. Oh my God. So then Jason leaves the room. And Josh Josh drops many whisper bombs. Whisper F-bombs. I cannot speak because I'm freaking out. To the camera. He's just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. He's freaking out because he committed his vote to Christmas. Now he's committing his vote to keep Jillian. What the hell is happening here? We'll come back to that. Okay. Meanwhile, Elena is spilling the beans in the Rose bedroom to Dominique and Christmas. She's telling them, oh yeah, Ramses has the curse. I didn't even realize at this point that this was not like house-wide knowledge. I thought everybody knew about this, but apparently there were still some people who didn't. So she's like, yeah, we're pretty close. He asked me not to tell anybody, but I did, because she's really pissed that Ramses has been spreading those rumors about the possible skywriting, saying like Mark and Dominique are in an alliance. Also, he was supposedly spreading rumors that she and Mark were making out. So she's not happy with Ramses, and she's like, I'm gonna tell everybody all your shit. So then she's explaining the curse, and she's like, yeah, Ramses is gonna have to nominate himself within the next few weeks. So then they're discussing how to take advantage of this, because a lot of people are really suspicious about Ramses. They don't like him sneaking around gathering info, and he's one of the targets. He's up there on the list. So they're like, wow, what if we encourage Ramses to wait until the last possible week to do this so that we can take out some big targets before we get rid of him? Because chances are he's gonna go up on the block when like Cody and Jess are up there or something. So like there's other targets that are more of a threat than him, and he'll be safe. But they're like, no, we can't have that. We need him to wait so that he is the biggest target and we just get rid of him. Oh, shifty. So then Kevin comes in. He is so freaking excited for the next episode of Dominique's talk show, Big Brother After Dark, and he's telling everybody, like, come on, come on, we all gotta get ready for the show. This is like 40 minutes before the show. He's like, we all gotta get dressed up, come on, we gotta make this nice. So he's telling everybody to get ready, and he's like, to Christmas, you're gonna be interviewed like that? Wearing that outfit? And she's just like, I guess I could put on a dress or something. It was so funny though, because it's just like he's a dad trying to get his kids ready in the morning. He's just so excited about this talk show. I think he's just bored out of his freaking mind at this point, and this talk show was like everything for him yesterday. So almost everybody gathered in the Apple Lounge at 10 p.m. for the talk show. Kevin was all dressed up, even though he was not an interviewee this time. But guess what? He is now the announcer slash hype man for the show. He was having a great time with it. It was hilarious. And Dominique the Dominator was the host. You know, if I was Dominique, I would not be calling myself Dominique the Dominator in front of everybody. I'd be like, oh yes, I'm Dominique the Docile, or Dominique the Meek. I mean, really, like, you're gonna call yourself a Dominator in front of everybody? That's, I don't know. I just wouldn't do that, but whatever. So the guests last night were the nominees, Christmas and Jillian. I don't know if they're gonna go with the nominees every week, or if that was just like this time, but it's always fun, right? Okay, so then after that, the outsiders were all hanging out in the money bedroom. And I don't know if they planned on that or if it just kind of happened, but Josh comes in there. So it's Alex, Jason, Jillian, Ramses, and Kevin. And Josh comes in there and he's like, we all need to stick together or none of us are going to have a chance against those other people. What the F is Josh doing? Not only is he like, I mean, like, there's like passively lying about your vote, just like somebody asks you about it and you're like, yeah, sure. And then there's like actively pursuing alliances and stuff on both sides. So like he was trying to set something up with Christmas and Paul. Now he is actively trying to set up a group with these outsiders. What's going on here? So then we did get a Josh monologue around like 1:40 a.m. last night. I think it was around then. And he's thinking out loud in the have-not room. Thank God for that. And he's saying like, oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Hi, mommy. He said he's really torn on this vote because he really likes Christmas and he gave her his word already. But if he keeps Jillian, he feels like he can work with that group. Like, he's looking at it from not just like, what can these individuals do for me, but like, what can their groups do for me? So he's feeling a lot better about Jillian's group than Christmas's group. So he likes Paul and Dominique, who are working with Christmas, but at the same time, he feels like he can't work with the rest of that group. He can't trust Mark, Elena, Matt, or Raven. He doesn't like them. So it looks like he's moving more towards voting out Christmas and working with the outsiders. So then Alex and Jillian were talking to Josh in the have-not room a little while later, and Josh is just like, look, I know where I stand with the other side of the house, meaning like the cool kids. They freaking wanted me out this week. That's why I had to get that safety. He would have been in big trouble. And he would have been in trouble. But he's saying, like, yeah, I want to win the next HOH. I want to go after the couples. But that does not include Cody and Jessica. He's like, no, I'm not going to do the other side's dirty work. We'll go after some of those other mofos and break that all up. Oh my god. So today, Josh was still telling Christmas that she's staying. I don't know if Josh knows what he's doing. Like, I honestly have no words. It's crazy. But he did make some sort of comment under his breath like, oh my god, I'm having a panic attack. Like, I can't handle this lying and, like, playing both sides right now. It's too much. So then the feeds went down for a while for the HOH lockdown when production, like, figures out all the camera blocking and everything for the live show. So when the feeds came back, Kevin was in the Rose Room with Matt, Mark, and Elena. And they're all like, yeah, we're voting for Christmas. And Kevin's like, okay, I'll do that too. What's happening? Okay. Oh, my heart hurts. So then, you know when you breathe too hard and your heart hurts? So then the house guests were getting ready for the live show. Elena forgot about the cameras. She freaking flashed everybody. And it was just like, ah! It was a lot. And Christmas was just like, camera. And Elena was like, oh, oops, whatever. Okay, so anyway, back to the game. Who's going tonight? I honestly don't know. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Kevin will be voting out Christmas. I think he's going to stick with the outsiders. I think Josh is going to do... I think it's going to depend on the last person that talks to Josh. Honestly, he's a mess, man. He is flip-flop floaterville. It's nuts. So, I wish I could tell you guys who's going tonight, but I really don't know. But it could end up being a 6-6 tie with Cody breaking the tie. And I'm going to be so annoyed if that happens just because I don't want Cody and Jessica to get what they want. But it's looking like it could happen, which is just wild. Yeah, so, or wait, would that make it 7-5? I can't think right now. It's insane. So anyway, on another note, it looks like it's going to be an endurance competition tonight because there was a scroll on the feeds that was like, check out the comp after the show, woo! So that'll be fun. So let me know what you guys are thinking right now, and until tomorrow, much love.